Alright everyone, let's continue on with I'm Mud. On Stardate 4513.3, the Federation Starship Enterprise, under the command of Captain James T. Kirk, is hijacked by an android who has been posing as Lieutenant Norman, a recently assigned crewman. The android seals off engineering and redirects the ship to an unknown planet. Any attempt to undo his tampering will likely destroy the ship. The planet is discovered to be populated with other androids. When the crew arrives at the planet, Captain Kirk discovers that Hardcore Fenton Mudd, an outlaw whom Kirk has encountered previously, is the apparent ruler of the androids. Having previously escaped incarceration for his crimes, Mudd explains that he crashed his spaceship on the planet, and the androids took him in. He says that they are very accommodating, but refuse to let him go. During his stay, Mudd had ordered the creation of thousands of android women as servants. He also ordered the creation of an android version of his estranged wife, Stella, which, when activated, nags Mudd incessantly until being commanded to shut up, at which point she shuts down. The androids tell Kirk they were built by people from the Andromeda Galaxy. Their creators were destroyed by supernova, and the robots were left to fend for themselves. First Officer Spock discovers that there are over 200,000 of these androids that may be controlled by some as yet unseen central operator. Mudd orders the androids to beam up to the Enterprise to fetch the rest of the crew. The crew are rounded up and brought down. Scotty is fascinated by the engineering knowledge available to the androids. Ensign Chekov finds the idea of a pampered existence with the service of hundreds of beautiful android women to be not such a bad idea. Even Lieutenant Uhura is impressed when she finds that she can live forever in an immortal android body. In the meantime, Mudd plots to escape by taking over the now deserted Enterprise, but is stopped from carrying out his plans by the androids. The androids finally reveal their plan. They tell the Enterprise crew that they believe humans are too destructive and flawed and should be kept under control. The androids plan to leave their planet by means of the Enterprise, and will expand and take over the galaxy. Spock notices that almost all the androids exist in numbered sets and series. There are many Alices, Maisies, Trudys, Oscars, etc., but only one Norman. Spock speculates that Norman is the central coordinator and the crew should concentrate on him when attempting to escape. They tranquilize Mudd and explain to the androids that he is ill and they must return to the Enterprise in order to save his life. The androids are about to authorize their request, but Lieutenant Uhura reveals that this is a ploy to escape. This apparent betrayal is then shown to be part of the plan, a ruse to provide the androids with the escape attempt they presumably expect. The crew then engage in clownishly silly activities in an attempt to confuse and overload the Norman android. A logic causes the androids to go into lockup loops, insensible to further input. But Kirk proposed Norman the liar paradox, where Kirk claims everything Mudd says is a lie, and Mudd declares that he is lying. Unable to resolve this contradiction, Norman shuts down. Without a controlling leader, the other androids freeze up. This allows them to be reprogrammed to turn to their original task of making the planet habitable and productive. Mudd is indefinitely paroled to the android population, as an example to the androids of human failure, a prospect which he finds acceptable, even enjoyable, until he discovers to his horror that not only has a nagging Stella android been programmed not to respond to his command to shut up, there are at least 500 copies of her. Yeesh. Yeah, that's not a really good thing there, Muddy. Well, a pretty decent story and a pretty interesting sequel to an episode. I give I'm Mudd 2 warp cores out of 5. Well, join me next time as we undergo a metamorphosis. So, until then, live long and prosper, everybody.